Again?
Yeah. Hello everyone, welcome to the We Will Not Yield page. Today we are teaming up with the Together We Can page, and that's Together We Can with 2 N's 206. He's in the neighborhoods in Seattle helping to clean up the streets. You want to just kind of tell us what you're doing, why you're doing it?
Yeah, I'm trying to bring awareness to the mental health crisis and the homeless crisis in America and in Seattle. It's not just in Seattle, but it's everywhere. And I just want everyone to know that these mentally ill people and these homeless people are really just mentally ill people. Back in 1963, God bless JFK, he saw the abuse that was happening in the mental hospitals and started shutting them down. And he said, I'm gonna start giving funding for the communities, and we can start taking care of the mentally ill here. But we had Vietnam and Korea and all these different things that happened, and then he got assassinated. Everybody kind of just forgot. And then we had the next president, Nixon and Ford and all these people. They just kind of didn't want to do anything, and it was easier just to turn their head away and let them go to the streets. And they've been lying to us, telling us that these are irresponsible people that can't pay their bills or don't want to pay their bills, they're drug addicts, things like that, which isn't true. In 1980, Jimmy Carter passed the Mental Health Act, which was gonna try to help more, but then we had good old Ronald Reagan came and went, cut all funding.
And that's what I remember hearing about too.
Yeah, he said we don't have mental health. There's no such thing as mentally ill.
Even I think with the HIV, they claimed that it was not happening. So.
Yeah. So they put their money other places, and nobody wants to deal with it. And they're lying to us and telling us that these guys are bad people, and they're not. They're schizophrenic. I mean, if you saw spiders that were 10 feet tall, you would run too. But it's no longer possible to go to a mental hospital. You have to be stupid. Not mentally ill, stupid. They ask you questions like, do you know the difference between a judge and a lawyer? It doesn't matter if you see spiders or if you think people are trying to kill you. As long as you know the difference between right and wrong, a doctor and a lawyer, you won't go to the hospital.
So they have like bare minimums, is what you're saying.
Yeah, they've watered down the system so much and changed everything.
Almost nobody can get coverage.
Nobody can get in.
Yeah,
you have to be completely stupid or completely, I don't know what the right word to call them.
It's
the really mentally ill.
And you were just saying earlier that there was a man that was found pretty much unalived in front of the mental health facility out here in Seattle. I think you said it was like this week or something?
It was yesterday.
Yesterday,
and,
okay.
I had an appointment. I walked by and there was a pile of blankets on the ground, and it was right in front of the mental health department. And I went into my appointment. I came out an hour later, and there were a dozen officers and mental health workers, and they had the body thrown out and a blanket over him, thank God. But he had died overnight and either froze to death or fentanyl, whatever happened to him. But he obviously found staying there safer and more comfortable, because that morning there was a shooting right down the street and somebody was murdered. That was yesterday too, and it was. I shop down at the QFC, and there's the homeless is just wandering the streets, and then you've got all the drug dealers that want to come and take advantage and prey on them, and this fentanyl crisis is amazing. It's
ravaging the country. It's eating this country. Yes.
And these mentally ill should be in hospitals being treated by doctors, and they're not. So it's what's called self-medicating.
Yeah.
And they're just trying to survive. And so what I'm doing is I have a GoFundMe page. You can find that by going to Daniel Pierce, and the funds are going to go to trying to give the mentally ill dignity back.
I like that.
And we're going to do makeovers and take them to good restaurants where they were never allowed to be. Because today, 20 years ago, I could go into any restaurant or any bank and go to the bathroom.
Right.
You can't do that
And
now.
that's the thing that, yeah, that they don't allow.
Yeah, I was opening a bank account, and I had to go to the bathroom really bad downtown here, and they told me it was going to be a half an hour wait, and I said, well, you don't mind if I go to the bathroom? Oh
Yeah.
no, absolutely not.
Oh, wow.
But 20 years ago, I could walk into any bank, anywhere, off the street, and go, can I use your bathroom? And they would let me.
Yeah.
And you could go into a store, use the bathroom. You could go into any office, use the bathroom. And what we need to realize is if the homeless, this is their home.
Yeah.
They live out here. And if they can't go to the bathroom in your bathroom, this is where they're going to go to the bathroom.
Right, on the street.
And that's why when you're walking down the street, everything smells like urine.
I noticed.
And I mean, if we can't keep them housed or give them any kind of dignity, at least I can come out here and clean the streets up so they have a nicer, better place to sleep. So my challenge is, if you have a dirty neighborhood, tell me. I will come to your neighborhood and clean it up. Any town, any state in the United States, and I'll stay at the homeless shelter, talk to them. If I've got enough money in my GoFundMe, I'll take them to dinner, and then every penny that I get goes to the mentally ill. I don't stay in hotels. I eat top ramen, just like I'll eat whatever they eat.
Right.
So it all goes to them. Normal charities, they have CEOs that are making $150,000.
Right.
I spend every penny of my Social Security doing this, and I spend it on the mentally ill. Everything will go to the mentally ill because I can't actually make money and be on Social Security. So that's the one thing that tells you I'm an honest man. I live on $800 a month, and 400 of it goes to this cause, and the other 4 goes to actually keeping me alive.
Right.
So that's it. So if you GoFundMe and help me help them, and we can do this together. We can. You and I.
Let's get a close up on that. Together
You and
we
I
can
make a difference in this world, one street at a time, one person at a time.
I like that.
Yeah. And
let's look at the street.
Yeah.
Let's look at the street. He's
I
been working
picked
on
up-
this street today.
I've been working on it since 6 o'clock this morning.
So we're going to show you guys this side of the street, right? And then we're going to show you the side of the street that he's actually worked on already. Now, yeah, the street's broken up, but the street is clean. I think you were telling me earlier that truck right there, that if you can see in that corner, it has a can underneath it.
I can't get that.
He just can't get the can, but he's able to get everything else. And
Well,
I don't know, you told me how many cigarette butts you picked up.
Yeah, I go to your street, I pick up every single cigarette butt, every single piece of paper that I can get. I'll even go down and scrape it off the ground.
Right.
And I do that one street every day. If I can't finish it that day, I'll come back and start the next day. The only things I can't do right now is I can't take mattresses and beds and all kinds of big things because I don't have enough money to do that. But once the GoFundMe has money to do that, we'll take care of, like, they've got big boxes and mattresses at their place that they can't get rid of. So I'd like to be able to get rid of those things, but right now I can't. So I just pick up everything garbage in a bag, and I spend the whole day doing it, and I love it. It keeps me alive. I have what's called suicidal ideations because I don't want to live in this world.
Yeah.
This world just seems like it's a bad place. And about a year ago, I decided that I'm going to stop whining and try and do something.
I like that.
And so that's what I'm doing. I instead of looking at the garbage and going, look at all this
Why
garbage.
is it like this? Like,
Yeah, I'm
who
going to
did
try to make a
this?
difference. Yeah, and if everybody would just pick up a piece of trash, it would save the world. And you know, Mother Nature is kind of angry right now. And it seems like the oceans are rising up and the tornadoes and everything's getting
Storms
really
are
bad.
getting worse.
And we are the youngest species on the planet. maybe Mother Nature's trying to tell us something. And it's easy to us to go to extinct.
Everything else can live without us.
Yeah,
honestly.
exactly.
It's just we can't live without everything else.
Exactly, and we're taking advantage of it. Did you realize that there is a floating island of garbage, in the
yes.
ocean the size of
One of the
New
big
Jersey, or it's like the size of a state.
Yes, that's what I've heard too.
Yeah,
it's like the size of a state, just trash is floating.
And you would think that they would just figure out a way to get rid of it. They would get rid of it, but it's just getting harder.
It's not gonna happen. The way that it's gonna happen is with this. Together we can, with people, regular people all over the world, all over the country, giving a shit, doing, saying something about it, but most importantly, taking action.
We got to care about each other.
Yes. Yes.
Everybody says that's not mine.
That's not my problem.
It's not my problem. I didn't do that. That's him. Yeah, it's not true.
Yeah.
I was abused as a child for 17 years. And a few years ago, I wanted to kill everybody. I wrote a book called Silent Survivors, Screaming Monsters. It's coming out. It's coming out this July. I hope you read it. It's my life story. I'm one of the people that you hear about in the news, but I didn't do what I was going to do. I was going to do a mass shooting. And
I don't know if we can talk about that one though.
Well, no, that's okay. It's in the book.
Yeah.
But I think I have a special insight
into
as to why they do it. It's called Silent Survivor, Screaming Monster. And I was so abused, and these people of the street are so abused. I mean, at some point, you start fighting back. You said Palestine.
Yeah.
And the things that are happening right now.
Yes. The slaughter.
Yeah, and what the people did, either side, wasn't good. But we have to understand that we just all need to get along and be kind to each other. And whatever somebody did to somebody, I mean, they're justifying it right now. Everybody's justifying. America's backing Israel, and then Palestine, and everybody is. What they did, it doesn't weigh out. It doesn't weigh out. What's good for the goose is not good for the gander. You don't try to get revenge. And okay, you did this, so we're gonna just take you all out. We had the Twin Towers fall. What did we do?
We went over to the Middle East.
We went to the Middle East, to a country that we don't even know for sure did anything.
We kind of know now.
Yeah, well,
that it was Israel.
Right. But
because they had the most interest in destroying the countries around them.
Yeah.
In the Middle East, because then why they can take that land for the Greater Israel Project, which is what they've been trying to do.
Yeah, and big old powerful America said we can do this. We're angry. But what happens when we get angry?
Right, destroy.
We go to jail.
Well, when you're saying when
that's
me and
what
you
my
get
point.
angry, yeah.
If we get angry, if somebody that's been abused for his life, gets angry,
you go to jail,
can he,
or you're on the street.
Yeah, can he fight back? America is saying what's happening over there to Gaza and everything is okay. We're going to back them. We're going to give them weapons. And they were abused, and they're hurt. They're angry. Yeah. And when the Twin Towers fell, they said, we're angry. We're going to go kill a lot of people. But what about these mentally ill on the streets? When they get angry, they go to jail. We have to find a better way. We've got to have something better than violence. And that's what my point is. I got angry. I was abused from 5 years old to 17. I lost my mind. I was blaming everybody. And I got mad enough that I wanted to do a mass shooting. And I realize now we're just silent survivors and screaming monsters. And I was angry at the pedophiles and the rapists. And then I found out and realized they were abused. And I don't condone what they did, but hurt people. And if we don't all start looking around and helping, and when you see something, say something. It doesn't matter what's happening. It doesn't need to happen. If somebody's being robbed, go try to intervene. Do anything. I mean, the teacher that watched the janitor take me into the closet. What was the teacher thinking?
Right.
It's the things that we do around us. We think that we're too busy. Everybody's too busy to do anything. And that's why I'm doing this. It's like we run past the mentally ill, and we run past the garbage, and I'm an old man that's got time on my hands, and I've been blessed with no rent. I have mental health, paying my rent for 5 years, and so I'm going to try to give back. I've got that extra money, and if I can help somebody with my story, just one person, it'll make all the difference. Yeah,
That's enough for me.
So just picking up the trash every day. I've had probably 50 people come by and tell me thank you.
Me too.
And
I was
they like
one of them.
it. Yeah. And so that's my whole thing, man. I just want to love now. I want people to be happy, get along. There's the race thing. That's the government.
I definitely agree.
The government is trying to separate us.
We have way more in common
Yeah.
than we'll ever have in common with those people in their crowd, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. They just want to keep us down,
separated,
keep us angry, keep us fighting
angry
with each other.
infighting.
Yeah. So they can have all the money.
Everything. I
So
think.
they can have everything.
The money, I'll go down the list. I would even say the fucking kids too,
Yeah.
because they want to continue to be able to do that shit without any consequences. That's what's been happening. We know that the Jeffrey Epstein, I'm probably not gonna put this on, but the Jeffrey Epstein case, he unalived himself. There was nobody was arrested. Nobody on the flight list. Nobody's
Exactly.
been,
They had three
nothing's
presidents.
happened.
They had
Nothing's
three
happened.
presidents seen with him, and then
Nothing
magically,
has.
and magically he's dead.
Has happened.
And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
The laws for abuse for children and things like that, they're really light
Mhm.
because the powers that be, half of them
That's
are them.
Yeah. Exactly.
And they don't want to go to jail for the rest of their lives.
Exactly.
They don't want to get killed. They don't want all
Mhm.
these kind of things to happen to them.
And I want to also point out too that because I know that there was a translation in the Bible and it had said that a man laying with a man, that was what the biggest, that was what was the sin. But I firmly believe that the translation was mistranslated on purpose, that it was doing things with children specifically was
Yeah.
the real sin that was being talked about, that's being ignored,
Yeah.
because they would love to blame it on some other group when they're doing what they're doing. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah, it's just it's the powerful that they think they're better. They think they're entitled.
Mhm.
They can just, they're predators.
And then look at this world, look at where we're living. And all of us are living here. And it's like you're making the choice and you're making the decision that, hey, you know what? I have time on my hands. I'm available. I have my stuff. I'm, as one person, can make a difference and can change things.
Yeah.
And maybe right now, maybe it doesn't seem like such a huge thing, but we never know, especially in Seattle. It starts dripping a little bit of rain. The next thing you know, you got a whole storm. So it's going to take a lot of raindrops. It's going to take all of us to continue to keep doing what we're doing and keep pushing forward. When we say we will not yield, we mean in every single way, whether that means in our streets in our own country or the streets on another land. We're all connected, all on the same planet together.
Yeah, we need to take this back
Yes, it's
from our
ours.
government.
Yes.
We need to take this back and tell them we're tired of having $7 loaves of bread because you want to let the powers that be give us that price.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
We'll give you a raise, but we're going to also raise everything else.
So you don't actually get anything.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And then when workers complain, like I believe what happened with the railroad strike, what did President Biden do? A blue president, what did he do? He said, no, you can't do that.
Yeah, and
Like, that's as
everything-
American as it
everything
gets.
is political.
Yes.
It's all if I can get something, I'll help you.
If I can't get anything, there's
yeah.
nothing I
And
can
then
do
you've got
for
the
you.
lobbyists that are just paying them in pockets and
filling their
it's
pockets.
terrible. This world is we are a selfish people. But if we really want to be happy, because everybody wants to be happy,
Everyone does. You
we
have
need to get along.
Yeah.
We need to help each other.
Hand in hand.
If everybody shared with each other,
There'd be
nobody
enough.
would want.
There'd be enough.
There would be enough. People wouldn't steal if they already had everything.
They wouldn't have to steal.
Yeah.
For example, I was at the grocery store and I saw this woman. She was being, questioned by the police for stealing and stuff like that. And all I can think in my mind is that, well, people don't steal. Usually, I feel like most people are honest, unless they feel like, okay, they don't have any job opportunities, they don't have any money in their pocket right now. Yeah, they're hungry, So it's like people aren't like. It's nice that they're like, okay, we're gonna catch you at the end of the fucking whatever when you did the crime. But it's like, what about before the crime? What about investing and doing something before it can happen?
Get this. I went to the store about 4 days ago, and I talked about this in one of my my TikTok videos. I went to the store up here, and it was dark. A lot of crazy people on the streets right now.
True.
I was going to get a loaf of bread because I only had $2 left. $1 was on my credit card, and I had $1 in cash. And I went up to the.
It'd be like that.
Yeah,
That's so real.
I went up to QFC, and while I was walking, there was a lot of shady people, and I'm almost 60 years old, and I'm thinking, I don't want to have to beat somebody down over bread.
For real.
So I decided whether I should hide the bread in a bag or just carry it so people knew all he's got bread. So I'm walking back, and a homeless guy walks past me, and I'm in a hurry. I want to get back to the house, and he says, "Hey, excuse me, sir." He comes and stops me. "Would you like some pepperoni? I have pepperoni for that bread if that's all you want." And that was the homeless guy telling me he wants to help feed me. And at first, I was trying to rush past him and go, "No, I got to get home." And I stopped, and I was like, I'm going to give him some of my bread. So instead of protecting that bread, worrying about getting robbed on that bread, I ended up coming home with a half a loaf of bread. I gave him 4 slices, and I gave him 5 slices, and then I realized that I got to give him 2 of each, right?
Yeah.
So I asked him, I said, "How many slices of bread did I give you?" And he looked at it, he goes, "You gave me 5. Would you like me to give you one back?" And I said, "No, I'm going to give you one more." Yeah. And then about 20 feet down, a lady saw me give him the bread and asked me for some bread. So I was like, okay, instead of getting robbed for my bread, because I got a heart, I'm just gonna, I should have kept it in the bag. But no, I felt really good about that.
Yeah, that's good.
So that's what we need to do. I challenge you, when you see a homeless person, say hi. He's human. Even if you just nod your head. We like to do that. Hey, what's happening? Acknowledge them that they're real. We often just pass them with no feelings, and we say that they're just evil, they're bad, they might rob you. But that's not true. They're somebody's mom, they're somebody's dad, they're somebody's brother's uncle, kid. We've got to have compassion, people. Whether you're Palestinian or Christian, or you believe in Jesus or don't believe in Jesus, Muhammad.
You know what's crazy? They actually do celebrate Jesus in the Quran.
Yeah.
They talk about him. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I didn't know until recently.
Yeah. But my thing is, we're all people, and we need to care about each other.
And we need bread.
Yeah, we
all
bread.
need bread.
We all need bread.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
And I hope you follow me and keep following me.
Yes, I will.
And I hope you follow me.
Go tell us your page again and show us your shirt.
It's Together We Can with 2 N's.
Yeah.
206. And that's at Instagram and TikTok. You can reach me on Facebook, Dan Pierce, or Daniel Pierce. On YouTube, Together We Can with 2 N's, 206. I do a little Mr. Rogers neighborhood, call it Mr. Pierce's neighborhood. So I try to keep it real and interesting, and we're looking for the garbage, people.
Let's just show you guys again quickly. Look at that. It's so clean. And then this side right here, I don't know if you can really see, but there's so much left that's to be done. But it just takes a little bit. It takes one person, you know, that makes a whole difference. And thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
You have a good day.
You too. Everyone, thank you for joining the We Will Not Yield page. You guys have a blessed day. And just remember, just one raindrop. That's all it takes. Now let's welcome that storm for 2025.